Hi everyone, it's Peter from PS Sound, and here we are in this E63AMG in this beautiful car. Well, maybe it doesn't look like a beautiful car right now because everything is stripped out. Currently I'm sitting on the place of the back seat. Well, now it's all soundproofed. Yeah, we are after 3.5 days at this stage. Me and my friend working on it. He's helping me out on this project because the deadline is quite tight and there's a lot to do in this car. So what's the plan in this beautiful car? Active freeway front ends, and some of you might have seen I posted a picture on my Facebook page a few days ago and asked you about, you know, what you would put into a car like this. Obviously with a quite high-end car like this, the budget is a little bit better than with other projects, and many people suggested, you know, micro precision, B-width and all the uber expensive speakers. And why not? If you have the money for it, why wouldn't you put it into a beautiful car like this? However, I always say that, you know, it's the car dictating what you can do, not your wallet. In this car, the most important thing is, which basically rules what you can do with your front end, especially when it comes to speakers, is the mid bass. There's no speaker location in the door, thanks God. It's in the firewall. You can see a really thin driver right there. On this side it's going to be quite tricky to upgrade that, but I can show what the empty space is on driver's side. You can see an empty hole right there. That's where the factory driver was located, and there's a good 10 inches from the pedals to the speaker, so there's quite a lot you can do there. You can see a hole right there in the firewall, and then the cavity goes also left and right. So the speaker in the firewall acts pretty much like IB. People would think that, you know, it's like a small little sealed box with a tiny hole. It's rather IB. The speaker doesn't feel that space as you know, a completely sealed space. And even the factory drivers were playing pretty low, very low. So that location dictates right here. Also, when you have a driver that far in the firewall, on driver's side it's kind of okay. You have a clear path from the driver, and then you could play up to lower mid-range. However, on this side you can't see it now because everything was pulled out, the floor mat and everything, and the floor mat by the footwell is a good 2-3 inches thick, which comes with the factory soundproofing with mass loaded vinyl and really thick foam on it. So that would stop the driver to, you know, give you a very decent response. So these drivers in the firewall work more like a kick sub as such. So when people think that, you know, they mount a mid bass there and expect beautiful lower mid range from them, I would say good luck, because they won't play that because of all these factors. So whatever you do with your mid, you know, a 3-inch driver is not going to do it wherever you place it. In the factory door, the mid is located there, but yeah, it's mounted on the door card, and it's just, it is what it is. So in order to integrate a mid to that driver in the firewall, you need something that can play very low. Most of the 3 inches wouldn't play lower than 250 Hz, but that's not going to be enough here. So without cutting and going absolutely crazy, the plan is to do pillar builds, but with 4-inch drivers, which can play lower. So then, you know, it should be easier to integrate that driver up there. At the moment we are looking at the Audible Physics RG100. I'm sure many of you know that driver. That's going to go up there with the RG50 tweeters to do the very fine top end. And then down there in the firewall, the plan is to fit hybrid audio L8 SEs, which is going to be a nice challenge, but if we can pull it off, then this should be an absolute monster, probably even without subs. Client's ask was to get a proper high-end front end, but he likes bass as well. Many of us know what that's like, including me. If you know my demo car, you know exactly what it's like, and he was also very happy with that when he got a demo in it. So we are going to do two 15-inch acoustic Elegance subs in the back, using the trunk space and doing a trunk buffle. So that should give a beautiful low end and a headroom that, you know, anyone can ask for if you want to feel the bass and feel the lowest notes. So that's about the speakers. Source. Well, in this car the factory head unit doesn't really give you much options. I always say that yes, there's an option to tap into the factory setup, but to the time you buy all those magic boxes, and if you can program to the MOS system, if you can, and after spending, you know, more than £1,000, yes, you could do it. But what if it doesn't work out? Then you spend all that on kit and it doesn't work out, then what? So I always just say to, you know, if you want a fantastic stereo, then just make an independent setup. We try to tie the factory system in, but even if we do so, you know, the factory head unit can only really play lossy files, and then that doesn't make sense with you know, the rest of the kit. Yes, you could control things from the steering wheel and connect your phone and things like that, but when it comes to sound quality, I wouldn't cut it. So as you can see, this panel is also taken out, and there's like a cubby hole here with a flippy cover. That's what we are going to use, mounting a Fiio X5 player there, and also mounting the control of the DSP there. The DSP temporarily is going to be the Helix DSP Pro, and I'm saying temporarily because the clients wanted the ZAPCO DSP V, the latest generation DSP in the car, but unfortunately it's not going to be available till we finish this car, probably next month in August. And as soon as that comes out, he will want to get that in the car. So whatever I do with the DSP Pro, that has to be literally temporary. However, I feel like once he hears the system with the Helix and lives with it, I'm not sure he will want to change it, even if the chance of getting the ZAPCO in with built-in HD player, you know, has a very good potential to get something even better. But we will see what happens with the DSP. So yeah, we've covered the speakers, source, DSP. Also with the Helix, you can stream from your phone, so that's another option for the client to play music off. And then yeah, I may show you the boot, what's happening over there. So the whole boot was stripped out, literally everything, and we applied 2 layers of silent coat 2mm sound deadening material on the outer skin of the car, and then 1 layer all around in the boot somewhere. We doubled it up. We had to take all these things out. That's the factory amplifier running on super thin wires. I can't show it now because it's bolted back, but I wouldn't use a wire like that even for my speakers, not for power cable. But well, that's what factory gives you for this great money. So yeah, we applied sanding on the outer skin, also closed cell foam to dampen things a little bit more, and then we didn't touch the factory treatment on the wheel arches inside because they seem to be pretty good. Instead we did something that not many people do, but I just thought, you know what, why not? I've seen it, some people do it Far East, and actually it makes sense. So we treated the wheel arches from the outside. We pulled all the wheels off, and we did the deadening under the plastic covers in the wheels, at the wheels, and we will see what happens. We did a test on the roads when the car got here with the clients. We did proper RTA measurements, and then once the whole car is finished, we're gonna take it back out and do the test. So we will see what the difference is once you do this level of treatment. But as we are preparing for trunk buffle with the 215s, everything was covered up here on the shelf, double layer, so ideally, you know, no wave from the boot should enter the cabin, and 215s should be behind the seat on a nice solid panel. And then amplification. Now that's gonna be something quite challenging, because originally I wanted a 6-channel amplifier in here for the front end and another one for the subs, but the client has a background where, well, basically he likes separate amps for everything, and the final decision was that he wanted 4 2-channel amplifiers, the biggest ZAPCO 400.2 AP range amps, which is currently the top end range from ZAPCO. They are massive. They will literally, if I lay them down next to each other, they will fill the whole boot floor. So it's gonna be quite a big rack for 4 amps. But I'm sure, you know, it's gonna look awesome and sound awesome. He didn't want any compromise, and he wanted something pretty much like what the car is. This E63 is you know, it's beautiful to drive, it's refined, but as soon as you floor it, it's a monster. It's an absolute, yeah, crazy drive. So that's exactly what he wanted from the amplification and from the setup. I suggested 115, which would have been enough, but he was like, no, I want to. Well, what can I say if he insists on certain things, and if it's possible. So yeah, the boot build will be, yeah, it will take quite a while, especially we want a really nice finish, nice show looking finish with a trim panel over it, so the car can still be used and little luggages can be put in. But yeah, so this is the plan. Quite an extensive audio upgrade. So yeah, we will see what happens in the next few weeks. I have 2.5 weeks to finish the car. So stay tuned, guys. I try to update you as much as I can. Probably I will just make, you know, single shot videos because I have no time to edit. Besides this build, as well as life and all the things running in the background. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. You know I always appreciate it, and please subscribe because it means a lot. If you don't have a YouTube channel, please spend 3 minutes and just register, make a channel, subscribe, because then once you log in, you only see all those channels which you are interested in. You filter out all the crap and you support the people who try to, you know, make good content and keep you entertained, as well as sharing information. So yeah, please spread the word and subscribe. So yeah, this is it for today, and yeah, hopefully I can give you update in a few days time, and yeah, speak soon.